I've just watched Spider-Man No Way Home and oh my gosh, let's talk about it. Yo, what's good? It's a boy do the views, and I'm gonna keep this spoiler free, so in case anyone hasn't seen the film yet. And it's a 2021 American superhero film based on Marvel comic character Spider-Man, produced by Columbia Pictures and Marvel Studios, distributed by Sony Pictures Releasing. It acts as the sequel to Spider-Man Far From Home and acting as the 27th film in the MCU, directed by John Watts, written by Chris McKinnon and Eric Summers, and stars Tom Holland as Peter Parker, alongside Zendaya, Benedict Cumberbatch, Jacob Bolton, Jon Favreau, and a few other familiar faces. And what's this movie all about? Well, Peter Parker asks Doctor Strange to make his identity as Spider-Man a secret again, with magic following its public revelations in Far From Home. But this breaks open the multiverse, allowing 5 supervillains to enter. And what do I think of this film without spoiling? Well, let's talk about the good. And this film, in my opinion, is definitely one of Tom Holland's best movies. Like, his acting level, his range, and his chemistry with everyone on screen was just on a whole nother level. I just love his characterization, and you just see like the frustration and the anger Peter is going through, like after his identity as Spider-Man has been revealed, and the impact it has towards the people in his lives and how he's just dealing with it. I love the supervillains returning in this film. Of course, it's in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler that Dr. Octavius, the Green Goblin, Sandman, they're all back in this film, and it's so interesting seeing the Sam Raimi villains mixed in with the Mark Webb villains, and they're just sort of interacting with one another. And I just love how, like, even though you have all these villains in this film, you would think, how many villains are there? It's like 4 or 5 different villains. You'd think it would feel a little bit cramped and not enough time to flesh them out, but we've seen these villains before in previous movies. We know their backstory, so it's just cool seeing them interact. It feels like an Avengers version of the villains of Spider-Man in a way. It's really cool, and yeah, each and every one of them get really interesting character development, and it's just really cool seeing that. I also really enjoyed the action sequences in this film. They were trippy, hyperactive, and fun. Probably the best action sequences I've seen in Spider-Man since The Amazing Spider-Man 2. When I first saw the trailer of like how Peter gets into the multiverse, I was not feeling it, but watching it, it felt very nuanced and it made a lot of sense, and I was really having a lot of fun watching it. And this film has a lot of intense moments, and I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the darkest Spider-Man movie I've seen in a long time. There are some moments where it gets dark, and it's the first time Tom Holland's Spider-Man, it kind of becomes a bit grim at times. I mean, this film has a lot of fun, but there are some grim moments that just make you go, whoa, this is getting dark. Where is this going? Where is this leading to? And I loved every moment of it. The Green Goblin, and yeah, he's in the trailer, and yeah, I don't really want to go too much into spoilers, but I think out of all the villains, he was the most interesting villain to return. I mean, let's say he has an interesting arc in this film, and wow, it's something else. And Willem Dafoe really went all out in his performance as the Green Goblin, and I was just flipping loving it. Brought me back to when I was a teenager watching this film. But with that out of the way, let's talk about the mixed aspects of this film. And the only thing I was a bit iffy on was definitely Doctor Strange's character. Now, yeah, Stephen Strange is a bit arrogant and cocky, and he doesn't have time for teenage boys, but he kind of felt a little bit out of character at times. But again, I'm guessing he was pretty, you know, frustrated with Peter, because he's the one who kind of started this whole mess with him interfering with the spell that Doctor Strange casted from the trailer. And yeah, I kind of get why he's feeling the way he is. I mean, he's seen a lot of crappy things, and yeah, I was a bit mixed, but I might need to rewatch it. But I still really liked him in the film. And also, I have to admit this, but I wanted a bit more Sandman in the film. I think he was there, but we didn't see too much of him, and kind of wanted a bit more Sandman lines and moments. We got really cool moments with the other villains, but just not enough moments of the Sandman. And let's talk about the bad. And I don't really have much to say about this film. If I talk about the things I wasn't too impressed by, it would lead into spoilers. And yeah, it's not a big thing, but it's just like, let's just say certain characters appear in this movie and then they seemingly leave that universe and we don't see them again, and it's hinting that we're not probably going to see them again. And I kind of wanted them to stay in that universe. I'm not going to say who it is, but it is what it is. Overall, Spider-Man No Way Home is a pretty exciting and surprising watch, and you need to see it right now if you're a fan of the Spider-Man movies. And yeah, so far I'm gonna give this film I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna give it an A so far. I probably need to rewatch it just to truly absorb it. I mean, it's my initial reaction. I don't want to give it a perfect score. I need to dissect it and definitely like get a good grasp and feel of it. And I'll do a spoiler review probably if you want to hear that. But it is what it is. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe for more reviews. Bolded Reviews signing out.